Hi, Ben here from Priority Fitness. We're going to do another Brooklyn Tri Club workout. This is number 25. This workout was designed to be a core workout that is kind of just covering all grounds, kind of like your go-to core routine. Seems like this was a demand from the club, and I think it's also good for just general core workouts for any athlete. Starting off, what we're going to do is standard 3 rounds. Each circuit, we're doing 2 circuits with opportunities to make the exercises a little bit more challenging. I'm not going to go too crazy and making them too much challenging. A lot of these core workouts are more just about focus. First workout we're going to start with is the Deadbug, one of my favorite. This is good for core stability. How we're going to start is arms up in the air, knees above hips, breathe in through the belly. There's talk about whether you go neutral spine or push the spine into the ground. Key is that you don't feel your hip flexors and quads engaged. You want to really lengthen through the rib cage and the hips. We're going to inhale, exhale, and we just drop one heel down and the opposite arm down, coming back into the neutral position again. Inhale, exhale, other arm comes down, other leg comes down, and we come back up. And you're just really breathing through the belly here. As you exhale, belly button deflates. As you inhale, rib cage comes wide. And you're just making sure to focus in these lower core muscles rather than your hip flexors and quads. If you feel any low back pain, take a little break, hug the knees into your chest. That's the first exercise. Second exercise is the bridge march. I love this exercise because we focus on engaging the glute, one glute at a time, which is similar to running, similar to cycling, similar to swimming, where we're just kind of, not as a squat where we use both glutes at the same time. This is really focusing on that unilateral glute contraction. So how we're going to work with this is, again, engaging our core muscles, breathing, lengthening through the rib cage and the hips. We're going to bridge up as we would a natural bridge, making sure our sternum does not pop out. And then we're just going to lift up one foot just about 1 inch off the ground, maybe 2 inches. And you're going to feel the glute of the leg that is not moving. And the key is to make sure that this hip doesn't drop down. We're keeping our hips stable, and then we come back down. Make sure we're resetting here, trying to keep feet hip width apart, and then we bridge march over here. And then back down. As you get better at this, you're going to feel one glute working, hopefully not your quads or hamstrings as the compensators, and you're just focusing on one glute at a time. You can add a foam roller under your feet to make this more challenging, but number one is to make sure that you're feeling this where you're supposed to feel it, which is glutes and of course core muscles engaging and stabilizing the hips. Going on with the theme of core strengthening, we're going to do I call it a broken bicycle kick. And how that works is we start in dead bug legs, we'll call it, and we curl the spine up so we get the shoulder blades off the ground. And this is this position here, from the hips up, we don't really drop our spine any lower. We kind of stay up this whole time. And what we want to do now is inhale, focus on exhaling, belly button deflates down to the spine, staying curled up, elbows stay wide. And what we're going to do is we're going to exhale, this heel really extends out, and then we do a nice twist, keeping the elbows pretty wide. And then we come back to the starting position again, making sure that our shoulder blades are still off the ground. And then we exhale, nice long lower spine, come back again. And we just we're breaking it up. You're really reaching with that leg, twisting with this upper spine here, and coming back and resetting. Like that. Fourth exercise is similar to the similar to the bicycle kick, as in we're going to be up in this position. But what we're going to do now is we're going to focus on hugging one knee slightly into the chest as we exhale and extend the other leg forward. And then we're just going to alternate, switching. So these are kind of like single leg extensions or single leg stretches. We're really reaching out, keeping the low spine down, curled up, breathing through that low belly. And we're just doing a nice little tug. The tug isn't really to pull the knee in as much as it is to make sure the shoulder blades are off the ground. And we just kind of pull in, nice little tap. Sometimes I'll just use this to just make sure that I'm really stretching with one leg and curling up with the spine at the same time, and breathing. And we're doing that. So those are the 4 exercises for the first circuit, doing a minute each. These are hard. So just doing a minute each round is going to be enough to fatigue the muscles and really help make you focus on engaging the right muscles at the right time. This isn't a hip flexor workout. You don't want the quads working too hard. This is really about making sure you feel your core muscles and engaging your breath as you do this. Second circuit, we're going to focus on the Superman extension. How we do this is we lay prone and we roll the shoulder blades back, and watch my hands. It's this motion, this kind of external rotation, this abductive external rotation, but we're going to lift the spine up, nice long neck. We're looking right over here, so we're not looking forward, we're not ratcheting the neck up. We bring the elbows off the ground and we do that external rotation, drive the shoulder blades towards the hips. And then we inhale, exhale, maintaining that shoulder blade contraction down towards the hips, but really reaching with the hands, and then come back. You can lift your feet up if you want, you can keep them down. Inhale and exhale, doing sets of 5 to 7. If you feel your upper neck kick in, stop. We're not trying to strengthen those muscles. We're trying to strengthen our lower traps, not our upper traps. Second exercise you can do on your hands or on your elbows. We'll do it on our hands. We're going to do a plank, and we're going to do just some hip rotation. See, from this position, so we're just rotating the hips from side to side, focusing on not going too far where we lose engagement in the core muscles, just enough to feel those obliques work. And then what we can do, if you want to make this a little more challenging, is every third rotation, you do a kick and hold it. You go 1, 2, and then 3 and kick. Again, hands or elbows. Third exercise we're going to do is the hydrant hold. It's called the fire hydrant as well. Here we are. So we're getting in this kind of quadruped position. Hips below, hips on top of knees, shoulders on top of hands. What we're going to do is we're just going to externally rotate the hip. And we're going to focus on our glute medius muscles. Now this is more than just a glute workout, because we're going to have engaged our core muscles. We don't want to open up the hip and go like that. We want to keep the hip pretty square to the ground, as well as pulling our shoulders back and engaging our lower trap muscles and lat muscles as well. We're just holding this for about maybe 5 seconds. If you have a band, you can put them around the knees, and then you can switch sides. And you'll notice that, or you might notice that, you want the glute medius to work, which is if this is the bump of your hip behind the bump. You might find that in front, the TFL or the lateral quads or the IT bands might engage in this external rotation or abduction. We want to make sure that we're focusing on here. So that means you might have to do some more glute engagement. After we do that, then we stand. Because our core should be pretty fired. We worked on a lot of stabilizers, a lot of deep core muscles here, and then we can go and we're going to do a set. Remember, all the exercises are a minute at a time, of just doing some single leg squats. Just coming down and coming up, really feeling engaged through these core muscles, glutes. We should be really fired up here. Making sure that the knee doesn't go valgus, we keep everything in line, we really sit back and then up. And then after you do 5, you switch to the other leg and you just alternate doing 5. Again, 2 circuits, 3 rounds of I'd say 45 to 60 seconds each, and making sure you feel the muscles in the right places. That's your go-to core workout. Enjoy.